Hi there, this is Michelle from Dress Up with Michelle. Welcome back if you are returning, and welcome in if this is your first time. Today we will be doing a Hues of Blue Welcome Home Wreath. Okay, so I'm a little excited about this wreath because I'm doing it for someone special and their favorite color is blue. So I said, let me try a blue wreath. So let me just let you know that this wreath form came from the Dollar Tree. And then I have these royal blue chenille stems and these baby blue or light blue chenille stems. I have 12 on the outer rings and 6 on the inner rings to total 18. So if you look here at each section, I have 2. This is a crossbar and this is a crossbar. So I have 1 next to each crossbar, and then I have the sky blue or light blue in the center. So I already put these on, and now I'm going to show you the mesh. So I will be using royal blue, and I will be using white. I was going to use like a baby blue, but when I paired it up with the ribbon, the blues were kind of off. I may try to incorporate it, I'm not sure. So these are the colors. I think it's gonna be real cute. It makes me think of a cottage, the sign, the style, the ribbon. So you'll see. But anyway, so these are the colors. I do have the mesh cut at 25 inches. Okay, so I have the white one cut at 25 as well as the blue. And I am going to be doing what they call the cruffle method, which is a mixture of a ruffle and a curl. So let's get started. So let me show you here. So we have our deco mesh, and like I said, I cut it at 25 inches. And what you do is you roll up one side, and then you do a ruffle or scrunch it up, and then you meet it with the other side, which is already rolled up. So let me show you. Usually I use a clip to help with the rolls. So, and the clips, you can get these from Dollar Tree. They come in a set of, I believe, 6. So these little clips. Or you could use a clothespin, whatever you want to use, a chip clip. All right, so first, now you see the deco mesh is rolling up on itself without any help, which is good for the method. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to place something heavy, my wire cutters, at one end, and then I'm just going to gently roll maybe 2 to 3 rolls on one end. So that's a roll or a curl. And I'm gonna switch, turn it around. And then I'm going to roll again. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to try to bring this roll or curl over to me. So I'm just scrunching it. And this is just like a mixture, like I said, of doing a ruffle and a curl. I'll remove that. Keep it, hold it tight in the middle. And if you see, you have the little ruffle here. and then you have your curls on the end. Okay, so this is called the Cruffle or Woodland ruffle. I'm going to place this in the center. Now I may have it facing the other way. I'll see. I can always turn it. And then that's it. You see how pretty that is? So I'm going to do one more. And after that, I'll do the rest of the white off camera. So again, let me use something heavy. I'm going to roll 1, 2, wait, I want it to be even, the ends. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll place the clip, turn it around. 1. Wait, it's curling up on me. 1, 2, 3. And now scrunch it together. Remove the clip. And there we have our woodland ruffle or cruffle. And I'm going to place it in with the curls up. You can do it this way with the curls down, but I choose to do it with the curls up. Just gonna open this up, move that aside. And the deco mesh I got from Craft Outlet. So I am going to finish the rest of the inner rows and I'll be back. And when I come back, you know me, I have a question for you. I may share a story, but just stay tuned. Alrighty, I'm back. And I've completed the inner row. We have all our white woodland ruffles in place. And now it's time to place our outer woodland ruffles. So the color that I'm using is a royal blue. And remember, I got this from Craft Outlet. It comes as 10 inches long. And I cut it into 25-inch strips. And we are doing what they call a woodland ruffle or a cruffle. Now, I did have a question because I said that this wreath is going to be kind of like a cottage style based on the sign and the ribbon. It reminds me of like a cottage style wreath. So my question was, have any of you ever lived or stayed in a cottage? I've never lived in a cottage. I believe I stayed in a cottage when I was younger. It was a trip that my aunt, my cousin, and I took to Martha's Vineyard. And my aunt had a friend, I believe it was a childhood friend, who had relocated to Martha's Vineyard. And we went to visit her. And she had this small little house, cute as can be, the house. It had 2 stories. I remember it had twin beds in one room. And it had rocking chairs on the porch, and then at night we would sit out on the porch, and you didn't need a telescope because it seems like you could see every single star that was in the sky. I thought that was beautiful, so peaceful, one with nature, but I do like nature. Sometimes I'll just drive take a drive, usually on Saturday or Sunday mornings around 8 o'clock when everyone is still resting. And I'll just drive down one of the main roads where I live. You talking about peace. I love it. So my question for you is, have you ever lived or stayed in a cottage? And if you have, can you just put that down in the comments? Share your story, share your experience with us. So I just wanted to say, now I don't know if it was a cottage, but I believe it was, and it was in Martha's Vineyard, and I'll always remember that experience. So just want to thank my aunt. If you're looking at my video, thank you for that experience, because I'll never forget it, as you can see. So I'm just placing, for some reason I'm having a difficult time placing this here. I'm just placing this here. Now I want to show you something that I don't like here, but it's okay because I'm going to fix it if I can get this in place. There we go. Okay. So if you look at my wreath right now, there's a big gap here. I don't like that. So what I need to do is first of all, my middle ruffle moved over, and see, I still don't like that gap. So what I'm going to have to do is turn the ruffle so that it's going this way and not side by side. So I want it to be vertical, and then it'll fill up the space there. All right, so I am going to complete this Decor mesh wreath using the woodland ruffle method, and I'll be back so you can see. I don't know, should we put the sign, the bow, or the ribbons? I don't know. Anyway, when I come back, we'll decide, okay? But please, in the comments, I need to know, have you ever stayed at a cottage? Have you ever lived in a cottage? And how did you feel? I'll be back. All of our royal blue mesh is in place. I want to show you something, because I said that I wanted my ruffle or cruffle to be vertical. But when I did that, what I noticed is that in the next one, there was going to be a big gap. So, correction, all of my ruffles are going to be facing side by side so that they touch one another. And I noticed when I did that, I got rid of the gap, and it looks more uniform. So the ones on top, the ones on the side, they're all side by side and not vertical. So I'm gonna show you. So you see how uniform it looks? It's nice and uniform. And there's really no gaps, but I'm about to put in our ribbon, so that will also help with any gaps that we have. So that's what we have. Okay, so now, are you ready for the ribbon? Let me show you the ribbon. And then I'll show you okay. So first we have this white ribbon. It's a regular canvas white ribbon. Then we have this plaid or gingham royal blue ribbon. And then we have this beauty here, this baby blue with the scalloped lace. Isn't that pretty? That is gorgeous. I got that from Craft Outlet. And the other ribbon came from Michael's, believe it or not. And then the other ribbon that I have is this. This is like a vertical stripe or a cabana stripe, royal blue and white. And then we have our cottage style ribbon with all of the different flowers and the different hues of blue. So that's why I said hues of blue. So that is the ribbon for the wreath. And the bow is absolutely gorgeous. We'll wait for that. And all of the ribbon I cut at 14 inches. So all of them are cut at 14 inches and I dovetail all of the ends. So I'm going to place these in the wreath. So I'm thinking, let's see, well, it has to be every other. And in the center, I'm going to make a bow, you'll see. So I just fold it in half so it'll be equal. Okay, I already did that. Scrunch it or pinch it in the middle. Find a chenille stem and I'm going to give it a twist. And look how nice that is. Isn't that cute? Now for the center, remember this is not going to be in the center there. I'm going to make a bow. So I cut this 14 inches, bring it to the middle, bring it to the middle, because we're going for cottage dainty style, very feminine. And then we have our little bow. And then I'm just going to place that in the middle here. And now look at that. Tell me that is not cute. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. So we have that one there. And then I'm gonna move over to the next one. Again, I folded this in half. I'm gonna find the center, pinch in the middle. Just gonna bend it. And then go to the next one. And place my ribbon in the center. There we go. Those are the two styles. Very girly, very feminine, cottage, very cute. So I'm gonna finish putting the ribbon on the wreath and I'll be back. So here is our blue wreath with all of the ribbon except this little area here, because if I'm going to place the sign, not the sign, but the bow there, there's no need for another set of ribbons to be underneath. So I just left that without any ribbons, but isn't this beautiful? Look, beautiful, so vibrant, delicate, cottage-like, I love it. So I am going to show you the bow. Let me show you the bow. Well, let me show you the sign first. Here's the sign. Welcome to our home. You see all the different colors of blue. And then we have our bow. Look at this bow. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. So I am going to finish prepping the sign. Let me show you what I do to prep the sign. I just removed the little jute string that was there, and then I stapled on these chenille stems. Okay, so I do have my staple gun here, And then basically what I do is take my chenille stem, place it in the corner, and then I just use my staple gun. Let's see if you can see it. Place it there, and then I usually do 2 for security. And then make a twist, and that is it. So I'm thinking about placing this sign. I'm thinking about placing the sign. Well, the bow, I'm gonna place it up top. So this is the top of the wreath. Let's see. Up here. I'll place the bow here. All right, so we have Miss Blue Beauty. She has her sign in place. Welcome to our home, as well as her beautiful bow, big bow. So I'm going to show you the rest of the embellishments. This is basically flowers because this is a cottage theme wreath. So I have these, I made a little bundle, as well as these, baby's breath, these blue roses, and a white rose. So I am going to only add these to the areas that have the ribbon with the roses, because this one has a bow and I don't want to disrupt the bow. I want you to see the beautiful bow. So I'm just gonna add my bundles, my flower bundles. And it's gonna turn out really pretty. The person who will be receiving this bundle, this wreath rather, I think they're really gonna be happy with it because it's really pretty and the colors are vibrant. And actually my daughter, who's in her early 20s, when she saw the wreath, she said, "Oh, that's a pretty wreath." I said, "You like it?" She said, "Yeah, it's really pretty." So if you have a little 20-something-year-old, she's not 20, but 20-something-year-old who's impressed with how beautiful the wreath is, then I know the person who is going to receive this wreath is going to appreciate it and love it just as much as my daughter did. So I'm just placing these here. This is up there. I'll place this in here. And I just place it in between the pipe cleaners. And then later I will glue everything in place. And then I will have a video at the end, I always do, to show you the wreath in its final beauty on a door, so you can see what it really looks like. And yeah, so that's what I will be doing. And I think that's it for our wreath. So let me show you what it looks like. I think it's pretty. I just want to say thank you for watching. Please let me know if you've ever stayed in a cottage. And also, I'd like you to share this video with friends and family. Come back for more. Subscribe to the channel. And I'd like to say I'm sending love from me to you. Have a good one. Come back for more. Bye-bye.